Welcome in, exiles, and go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And let's go ahead and get into the video real quick here, guys. We're taking a look at the Ravenous Passion. Now, the thing with this helmet is I previewed a video and I was like, man, I can't wait to get my hands on this. And the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this was Rite. That's right, triple your rage effect. Who wouldn't want to triple the rage effect when it affects your cast speed and also your spell damage? Absolutely busted. And you can stack this with the Soul Ascension, which you can get over 50 Soul Eater stacks and 50 rage. Then you get the benefits of Berserk, which gives you some more defense, movement speed, and doesn't affect the spell damage, but nonetheless, it is a very powerful combination. Most of the times you have the Berserk up, gives you intense move speed. You'll be zooming around the map, clearing maps is like a beast. You get additional defense, and yeah, you just can't go wrong with this build. Now, the cool thing about this build is it uses all uniques, and the way we get tanky on this build is using a chieftain. That's what makes us tanky, is because of the Tassilio's Cleansing Water and then the Valakos Storm Embrace. So this allows us to get capped out max resistances with the Mage Blood and the Flask, Ruby Flask, and the Utmost Gold Amulet. Now, I did do a craft on this. I actually crafted this, and this is what actually got me started on the build. So I made such a good amulet, I was like, I gotta make a build with this. I'm not just gonna sell it just yet. I'm gonna make some builds with this amulet because I've been wanting to try it out, and I actually made a pretty decent one. The spell suppress is a little low, but it is what it is. We got the good rolls on the cast and attack speed. The damage penetrates 17% elemental resistances, and we got a little decent amount of maximum resistances as well, so we can easily hit the cap. And now there is several ways you can build the chest. Now you can absolutely go to Nebulouses and actually forego using the Colossal Tower Shield, and you can just go for massive damage and just try to avoid getting hit. Now, the thing is, with this chest piece, and then you use this and Period of Elements and Period of Fire, Watcher's Eye, to convert even more physical to elemental. You can switch out one of your flasks for a Taste of Hate to get the maxed 100% conversion. So there's different ways you can play the build. I don't really want to switch out a helmet for the physical Takenez because that's the whole point of the build, is the Ravenous Passion. So I was thinking, how can we get some tankiness under us so that we don't just fall over every second? So we did go with the Dawnbreaker style, and I just recently purchased the Garb of Ephemeral. I just want to try it out with Divinity charges. Can't be crit, and your access speed can't be slowed down, which helps a lot. And we get a little bit of physical from Elemental, but it's not on the level of this. So it is a good alternative. You could use Lightning's Coil. There's other chests you can use. Depends on what you want to do. These three chests are really good options if you want to play this build. It just depends on what you really want to do. Like when I'm doing T16s, just mapping and zooming and blasting, it's just like T16s are a joke to this build. You'll clear maps insanely fast, and like if you're doing breach, ambush, experience farming, or just any kind of mechanic farming, you can just sit there and just spam your sparks, and it just shatters everything on the screen. So it's a very straightforward build, very good map clear. I would say the cons of it is kind of like bossing, because it's not like an elite bosser build. It's not a crit or poison build, so bossing can be kind of a pain in the butt with the elemental overload style. But T16s, invitation bosses, you can do those, and there is a penance brand version of this build you can switch to. You just have to change your skill tree up just slightly, and you can actually use penance brand of dissipation with this, because penance brand of dissipation benefits hugely from cast speed, and of course the rage and the Soul Eater stacks can make your penance brand of dissipation really powerful. So we have several options to play this style build. So if you're a Spark enjoyer and you're looking to get into Spark and you don't have a lot of currency, this could probably be your starting place with the Chieftain. And then if you want to go Giga Chad on the Spark builds, you can go Inquisitor, Hierophant, Poison with the original Sin is like top dog. With the original Sin, that Spark build is insane. That is insanely expensive because the original Sin ring is multiple I think it's like multiple mirrors at this time, so it's a very expensive build. But this is kind of like gets us in the boat. Now we can do T17s, and in simulacrums I've gotten up to about wave 23, 24, and then for some reason wave 25 and up it just gets insanely difficult. I'm not sure if it's because the damage is not enough. Every now and then you'll get slowed down by the grasping hands and all the weird effects, and it just really, you just really get knocked out really quick. Even with the 100% fizz as damage, as elemental, and max chaos resistances, after waves 23, 24, for some reason, we just fall over, and we get overwhelmed a lot of the times. And yeah, I mean, the damage is pretty decent. Not a beastly simulacrum farmer like my last build, the apostate cast while stun build, but this is a fun mapping build. You can do T17 maps. Again, doing the bosses is a huge pain in the butt, and yeah, it's just not a bosser build, but it is a fun mapping build. And guys, I'm going to link in the description the path of building for this so that you guys can kind of go over it. And there's several ways you can build this. You can even build for spell suppression. If you happen to get a better utmost, you can path over and get spell suppression nodes. You can use different helmets. You don't have to go Ravenous Passion. Soul Eater stacks. When you're doing all the mechanics, all the rares on the map, you're getting a lot of Soul Eater stacks as well. So you don't have to really go overkill with that. The big things with the build is you do need some mana nodes so that you can sustain your spark cast, because you are casting at insanely high speed, and you need lots of ways to regenerate mana and recoup mana, and make sure that your spark is at a cost that allows you to continuously cast it. So you generally have to make sure you invest in into some of the mana nodes. I even use some tattoos for some mana regeneration, and I am using clarity as well. Now yeah, this is pretty much the build itself. We're using all uniques. I mean, you can build it how you want, guys. This is kind of like a template. The main important things that you do need is these two items, and of course if you're using Chieftain like the max res version, you'll want a Nebulous. Voidwalker is optional. You could path over, get some of this here, get your Pierce here, use some rare boots. You could use a different amulet. You could use Defiance. You could use 2 Nebuluses. You have a lot of options with this build. It's just kind of your preference how you want to build the tree. And I forgot, what was I doing here? Yeah, I was testing Widow Hell with the Samus, but you know, I just not enough int. I was just seeing how good it was compared to the Nebulous, and it's considerably lower damage, but the projectile speed is actually pretty insane with this setup. Look how fast. That's pretty insane, right? If you're gonna go with this style, Widow Hell and the Samus, I probably would recommend going the Templar for that build. But there we have it, guys. That's the build, and yeah, you can kind of build it how you want. You don't have to use the exact setup that I'm using, but very fun overall. I would give it probably a 6 or 7 out of 10. Just a very fun map blaster. Decent tank, but it's not like my last build was like omega tanky. I think I got up to a max of like 14k life, 60k life. I could just watch TV, watch anime while I'm doing simulacrums. I can walk into T17s, no problem. T17 bosses, no problem. Just sit there and tank everything. And that was on the apostate build. Now this build is not tanky like that. It is kind of tanky depending on how you build it, but it isn't like stand and tank. You don't have a lot of life like the apostate. You can average around 3.4k to 4k life on this build depending on how you build your tree. But it's definitely not no 14k tanky beast, but it is a map zoomer, so I'll give it that. And yeah, this is a fun build to mess around with and put together, and I hope you guys enjoy it, especially if you like Spark, you like high cast speed, and you just like using the new items, trying them out. This is the way to go. You can try it out. We're going to go ahead and start working on our next build, so you guys want to go ahead and subscribe. I already got the item for the next build. Now I'll give you a kind of a teaser. There we go, Grace of the Goddess. So yes, we're going to be building something around the Grace of the Goddess next. That'll be the next video, so hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on the next showcase. It's gonna be really cool. I have some pretty cool ideas for this, so we'll go ahead and get into that and start building that build probably tonight. Well, until next time, guys, peace out, and may you ever be so lucky in your drops. Peace.